You know, as several anime has shown, travelling to a fantasy world isn't always what it's cracked out to be. We can imagine fighting dragons, becoming a hero of legend, or being cast by the wayside and accused of terrible things. I don't really have much else to say. With the entire kingdom seemingly against him, Naofumi is... well, he's got a lot on his plate. I don't think the people are really going to judge him based on his actions. So... slave trade? If everyone else isn't going to believe you, just buy people who can't refuse. Let's just watch the episode. It really does seem like an upstanding establishment. Yes, what is his personal choice? I see. Slightly out of his price range, I'm guessing. One day you'll be able to afford it. Yep. I don't think he particularly minds. Well, that's one way of looking at it. Did he already have that kind of thinking towards it, or has life really jaded him? Diseased and a mental disorder. Should be cheap then. Get a bit of a discount. Yeah, I'd probably be a bit terrified as well. Oh yeah, I didn't get an opening in the past one. So... is it going to go into the... well, obviously it's going to go into her past and previous owners and how slaves are treated in the kingdom. Seems they are much less than regular citizenry. So... is there a reason why he... if he isn't thinking slaves as lesser, a reason why he's saying it to the dude? Ah, blood contracts, that's what you need. Okay. All good contracts start with a knife. It's just part of the process. Speech enabled. It is definitely one way of... one way of gaining a party. Well, she's gonna have to obey him, isn't she? Who was the first guy to find this slave crest and how it works? There must have been a real bastard. Don't ask too many questions. So what is this disease that she's suffering from? How come it only makes a noise when he pulls it out from the cloak? And is he okay with this being thrown around in his shop and testing out weaponry? Don't close your eyes when you're thrusting a sword. One more thing that he didn't know about this world. Wait, compliment? I wonder what kind of people that shopkeeper has seen throughout the years. And is he going to become the man that they all see him as? I think she's lying. He's not going to waste his money by throwing it away so easily. And like I said before, would you want to order food with people actively despising you? And even though the sign said they don't serve demi-humans, does he just not want to have the argument with him? Not too fancy, but a meal is a meal. Yeah, you can keep the flag. Various vegetables, apple, rice. So, does the slave trader dude, not really keep good care of his merchandise? And is that because it's the world? Kind of like how he didn't feel pain from getting attacked? Those ones didn't give too much XP. I wonder what the mushroom shield looks like. Yep, just a hero. Flashback story time. And of course, the one with the shield is separated. So, what, more iterations of the heroes all act the same? And being a slave and kept away in a cage, I don't think she's heard too many of the stories. Synthesized medicine? That is an order. Well, I think adding sugar and whatnot don't affect the healing potency. Nightmares. Was she from one of the cities that were attacked by the last wave? Crunch. After seeing your family eaten in front of you, being horribly abused as past slave, yep, she's going to have a few issues. You might not want to make too much noise out in the wilderness, though. You might draw attention to monsters. So making use of his abilities of better foraging. Well, just look under his cape, he's probably got about 7 of them. I wonder how much trade that guy gets just selling balls. How long is it going to be before everyone stops having this reaction to his face? They can't really refuse, can they? Unless they have some sort of bodyguards of protection. Still going back to that same place because they know it's they at least serve him in there. I think they're going to have to find a different inn, though. I think that rabbit needs a neck. It's a bit different to those balloons. So face your fear head on. He has to be tough for a reason. Yeah, he's one of the heroes that was not mentioned in any of the stories. I don't really feel sorry for that rabbit. Maybe it wasn't cute enough. The people and creatures here have their own lives. And if games become more and more realistic, are we going to start having existential crises about NPCs? Maybe if you kill it cleaner and don't ruin the pelt. Infested with monsters? Do they have information on average levels of monsters that appear? I think that would be quite valuable information. Rope shield. Does he just go around smashing things into his shield to see if it would get absorbed? Fancy. How could you ruin the moment? He was experiencing something fun. I was about to say, I hope she can keep up. And I'll call you Barry. It's good that you don't need high attack to mine. Next time, say something. It's not quite the same creature. Though it may not be this episode, in a while when she's able to take it on, is she going to overcome part of her issues? Well, you're in a bit of a predicament now. $15. When a world has levels, if it's not really balanced and you get a level 4 being able to take on a level 15, she shouldn't be doing more than just glancing blows. Aim for its vital parts. That's an order, by the way. You might as well go down fighting. She got a good view of that. Well, not only is she going to have to fight it, but she's also going to have to clear that that jump. It is where she finds the strength to not let the past repeat itself. That was a flashy light effect. Did she activate a skill alongside it? And the ability to create shields in midair while not being physically present. Was that through the clavicle? Not a bad burst of XP. Oh, so that one hurt. Well, he does have the role of like a tank, so yeah. He'll be to the defense. I think if a so-called shield hero couldn't defend, be in for a bit of an issue. But we're still in the early leveling stages, so things aren't going to be smooth. Not only is she not really that strong, not really that agile, not really built for fighting, but a whole host of mental troubles. It is good that we actually saw him use one of the shields, because in the past, was it just, oh, here's the leaf shield, cool. Be a completely wasted opportunity if you're unlocking all of these and not actually putting them to use. Can you change the effects of the contract, considering you can see the status menu? Got quite the banquet this time. Sure, that's kind of the goal. Are you just making the Japanese flag? No, usually when I've been playing these games where you do have high-leveled enemies just milling around, it usually ends in one of two ways. One, completely get annihilated because I overestimate how much damage I do. Well, there isn't really a defeating it, it's more run around, somehow find some sort of piece of equipment that seems worth a lot, and scarper, and then probably never actually return to the place because you're busy. But how many atrocities do you want to add on to one another? Previous owner being less than chivalrous. Family destroyed. Town destroyed. Giant monsters. Do you want to add something else onto it, have the trifecta of terrible upbringing? How does that slave crest work? Could you be able to use it as a lie detector? Now, obviously, you'd be able to say, I order you to tell the truth, so then if they try to lie, bzzz. But would it only work on what they hold to be true? Or what is true in conjunction to the world? I can see some uses for this outside of the whole, selling away your rights. But since most things that are defeated can be absorbed, what about bandits? Get in the shield. You are now constantly part of the hero. Congratulations, you can do something worthwhile with your life. And is she just going to have a collection of those flags now? No, I'm sorry, I can't pick up any more monster materials. I have these 14,000 paper flags. And yes, 14,000 would be a lot of meals, by the way. Don't think it's going to be that many. But with the next wave being apparently, less than a month? There's going to be some grinding that has to be done. So if you're enjoying this one, make sure to come back and see it. Leaving a like and a comment lets me know that. And as always, I'm really appreciative of anyone that subscribes to the channel as well. Still kind of baffling why so many people have joined on. But I'm glad you did. Make sure to get yourself some rest though. You can come back to the fight after a good sleep. Just join me in the next one. If you don't mind paying the few copper pieces it would take to rescue me from my cage, then, well, consider joining onto my Patreon. And I really need to show my appreciation to Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Arthea, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Mats, Rasmus Poulsen, Gurley, Denimet1997, ASD, Dark Shadow 7899, and everyone else. Because thanks to them, I get to eat those bite-sized vegetable pieces and chicken nuggets.